her, he ends up getting fatally in Baltimore, where they're both from. And then recently on a live, Chrisean was like, I told him when he was to me that he was gonna die, and he ended up dying. So
if you thought you'd seen peak internet insanity, buckle up, because this fictional DNA frenzy has the timeline shaking like a washing machine stuffed with bricks. According to the latest digital whispers, the Zeus CEO allegedly dropped vague, cryptic DNA hints about Chrisean rocks so suspiciously dramatic that fans are treating it like someone just leaked the nuclear codes. This isn't a regular rumor, this is the kind of wild speculation that makes the Kardashians look like calm librarians shelving books in silence. Screenshots are circulating like forbidden scrolls. Conspiracy edits are piling up, and social media detectives are pacing in circles while replaying the CEO's livestream frame by frame, convinced they've decoded a hidden DNA bombshell. Did he really know something? Did he slip out a genetic secret? Or did the internet just take an innocent eyebrow twitch and turn it into a full-scale ancestry scandal? Comment sections are already combusting. Meme pages are screaming. Fan accounts are drafting dissertations over syllables that may not have even existed. And now, the fictional DNA panic has snowballed into viral chaos, breathless claims, wild speculation, and everything short of actual lab coats. Because if this rumor universe storyline is even halfway true, then Chrisean's fictional DNA twist might just be the biggest pop culture detonation of the year. Buckle in, it's about to get unhinged. The fictional DNA fiasco didn't begin with evidence, receipts, or even a coherent sentence. It started the way all modern digital catastrophes do, with a vague moment, a clipped livestream, and a single syllable so blurred that audio techs couldn't identify it even if they were promised yachts, scholarships, and lifetime access to Krispy Kreme glaze taps. But the moment that clip escaped into the algorithm, social media mutated it instantly into a storyline so sensational that even Zeus Network executives probably would have slammed popcorn buckets against the wall in disbelief. The scene? The Zeus CEO sitting under regular studio lighting, talking about absolutely normal things: cameras, production, business, numbers, until one moment in the live stream made conspiracy theorists' pupils dilate like caffeine-zapped owls. He paused briefly, blinked twice, tilted his chin, and uttered a half sound that might have been den-ah, denay, delay, or literally a sneeze trapped in the throat. But because digital rumor science feeds on chaos the way vampires feed on necklines, users instantly decoded the sound as the sacred keyword, DNA, and once that seed was planted, boom, pandemonium, panic, pop culture combustion. Within hours, fan pages, meme wizards, and gossip alchemists were swearing that the Zeus CEO had accidentally leaked inside knowledge about Chrisean Rock's fictional DNA situation. Some claimed he'd seen secret results. Others insisted he was hinting at biological clarity from a mysterious testing vault. One Twitter monk said, the clip proved the CEO had done full ancestral analysis via unknown third-party labs. Yes, people really acted like Zeus Network keeps 23andMe folders next to episode contracts. Then the clip resurfaced on TikTok, slowed to 1/4 speed like a crime documentary analyzing shadow movements in a dark alley. Someone slapped ominous hums underneath, put red circles around his eyelashes, and wrote, "Watch his expression. He knows something." According to rumor fanatics, the blink count mattered. The lip tension mattered. The micro raise of one eyebrow meant destiny had been exposed on camera. Comments swarmed like bees high on conspiracy syrup. He said DNA. I heard it. That pause was confession. He tried to hide it but forgot the internet never sleeps. And the best part, most of them didn't even watch the full clip. Screenshots spread faster than antibodies. People zoomed so close into the CEO's facial pores that viewers felt they were spelunking into an alternate universe hidden inside his T-zone. One user posted a still image of his upper lip, just his lip, and captioned it, "This is the face of someone who knows genetic truth." It got 87,000 likes. Soon, the rumor mutated further. If the Zeus CEO knew something DNA related, then Chrisean's entire identity, lineage, or origin was now part of the mystery. Users treated the clip like a time bomb prophecy, claiming the CEO's alleged DNA reference hinted at shocking revelations the public wasn't supposed to know. There were no revelations, no test results, no secrets. But the absence of proof didn't slow the mania, it nourished it. Fan forums, activated research teams, amateur analysts took screenshots of Chrisean wearing completely normal outfits and insisted they were symbolic clues. Someone saw her wearing silver earrings and posted, "Silver means sterility or purity in ancient symbolism. This is a sign." No one questioned it. They retweeted it like scripture. Another user claimed her hair color indicated DNA confirmation tones. One guy wrote a 14-tweet thread suggesting that Chrisean's hoodie color represented genetic alignment. Nobody even knew what that meant. They still retweeted. Podcasters put on serious faces and spoke into microphones like federal investigators. "I'm not saying she got tested, but I'm not saying she didn't." Their viewers nodded sagely, absorbing every speculative syllable like it came from Harvard labs, somewhere mid-spiral. TikTok creators stitched the CEO clip beside ominous violin music. Titles flashed in tabloid fonts. Zeus has seen the bloodline results, DNA confirmed in silence, biometric truth exposed. Not a single document existed, not one letter, digit, or lab stamp. But the internet never needed evidence. It just needed conflict dressed as discovery. And conflict arrived. Debates erupted over what the fictional DNA meant. Some claimed it proved long-lost ancestry. Others insisted it confirmed heritage distortions. One TikTok philosopher argued it symbolized genetic karma. Genetic karma. The comments didn't blink. Users demanded access to results they invented. They wanted updates on tests that never existed. They wanted timelines for revelations no one promised. They started acting like viewers at a press conference waiting for a world leader to reveal encrypted intel. Except in this case, the intel was shaped from blurry pixels, frozen frames, and a syllable recorded like it passed through a clogged vacuum hose. And of course, people dragged Chrisean into the vortex without permission. Because rumor culture doesn't need consent, it needs spectacle. Her selfies were dissected, her captions interpreted, her emojis treated like DNA hieroglyphics. One user wrote, "She used the emoji once in 2022. Coincidence? No, the emoji was unrelated to anything. But rumor-fueled brains erupted like glitter volcanoes, and if Chrisean ever went quiet online even for 12 hours, users screamed, 'She's processing the test results. She must know the truth. She's hiding because the CEO almost spilled it.' In reality, she was probably just living life, breathing oxygen, blinking, or eating nachos. But in the conspiracy cinema people had built, every normal action became evidence of fictional DNA bombshell tension. By the time the first 48 hours passed, the storyline had completely detached itself from reality and shot straight into fan fiction stratosphere. Comment sections swore Chrisean's fate was being rewritten. Twitter threads analyzed her possible biological truths, using words like ancestral indicators and chromosomal shifts, even though none of them could tell a genome from a garden hose. The Zeus CEO, meanwhile, became the internet's imaginary gatekeeper of confidential DNA scrolls. They edited him into a lab coat with microscopes. They photoshopped him holding sealed envelopes stamped top secret. Someone made a meme of him reading a blank sheet of paper, labeled Chrisean biocode, while dramatic lightning cracked in the background. People took screenshots of his forehead creases and translated them like prophecy. His pauses became revelatory windows. His sentence breaks became truth leaks. His laugh became proof of insider confirmation. He didn't reveal anything. He didn't confirm anything. He probably didn't even know the rumor existed. But perception, fact, and internet mythology, and mythology is what the rumor became. A self-fueled story, alive without oxygen, addictive without logic, expanded by likes, comments, edits, reposts, overthinking, projection, and digital boredom dressed as investigation, because social media isn't built for silence. It's built to rewrite silence into spectacle, and this fictional DNA panic was the pop culture equivalent of a volcanic eruption, molten sarcasm, comedic chaos, and dramatic evidence carved from pixels and imagination. And if this is how unhinged the first wave got, the twist waiting in the next chapters will make this look like kindergarten warm-ups. If the fictional DNA rumor started as a spark, Part 2 of the saga was the cultural wildfire, the point where social media lost all grip on reality, swallowed its own conspiracy soup, and projected so much invented meaning onto silence that you'd think humanity had collectively decided to become amateur cryptologists overnight. Because once the Zeus CEO's vague blink had been crowned as DNA evidence, the rumor stopped being rumor and became a digital circus powered by overthinking, paranoia, and comment section narration louder than a stadium speaker. First came the celebrity reactions, fictional, exaggerated, and hilariously dramatic. Influencers who hadn't watched a frame of the live stream were suddenly experts on genetic revelations. Someone with a ring light and a portable mic stitched the clip and spoke solemnly as if they were delivering a wartime briefing. Guys, I studied the CEO's pupils. I compared dilation patterns. This wasn't random. This was confirmation. Pupils. They said pupils. Convinced that eye muscle movement had the same diagnostic value as biolab sequencing. The internet nodded like surgeons reviewing scans. Then TV-style commentators on TikTok broke out whiteboards. They drew theoretical timelines. When mythical DNA was tested, who allegedly handled results, when Zeus HQ sealed the vault, what moment the CEO slipped, there was no vault, no seal, no timeline. But the board made it look official enough to send viewers spiraling deeper. Someone edited the CEO's laugh into a slow, sinister echo, slapped captions that screamed, "Truth always leaks." That video hit millions of views. The comment section praised it like investigative journalism instead of playful chaos. One viewer declared, "This proves everything. His laugh is guilt." Another claimed the fictional DNA scandal explained years of questions. Years of what? Who knows, but it sounded profound, so the algorithm swallowed it whole. From that point, the plot mutated again from hints and speculation to full-blown analysis of Chrisean Rock's photos, gestures, even breathing pace. Commentators parsed archived screenshots like ancient maps. They zoomed in on her nails, jewelry, backgrounds, carpet fibers, convinced every pixel revealed coded confirmation. One user circled a shadow behind her shoulder and wrote, "This looks like a document stack. Maybe the results? A shadow, just a shadow." But rumor-hungry brains turned it into classified storage. Even her captions fell victim to the conspiracy blender. If she posted something vague like, "IF is crazy," fans replied, "She's talking about the DNA results." If she posted peace signs, the replies read, "Those are chromosome shapes." If she wrote a random lyric, someone would reply, "Subconscious confession." Meanwhile, the fictional Zeus CEO became the villain hero of this imaginary saga, half detective, half scientist, half whistleblower. That's three halves, which mathematically makes no sense, but neither did any other part of this storyline. Meme creators drew him as a brooding genius leaning over Petri dishes, decoding genetic sequences with opera playing in the background. Another edit morphed his face into a neon cyber oracle surrounded by swirling double helix animations, and then, the meme pages escalated from cute sarcasm into full theatrical production. Someone produced a mock trailer titled "Genetic Reckoning," the Zeus Files. It featured redacted text overlays, glowing scanners, suspense drums, and an ominous final shot of a fictional envelope stamped "DNA Confidential." The internet reacted like HBO just dropped a teaser for their next billion-dollar original. They paused frames, zoomed stills, and asked, "Who is that signature?" There was no signature. The envelope was digital art, but logic was officially irrelevant. Even Chrisean's silence became crowd fuel. If she didn't address the rumor, people insisted the silence confirmed everything. If she laughed on a live stream, viewers said she was laughing through the shock. If she danced, they captioned, "Distraction move." If she posted a baby picture of JR, they called it DNA symbolism. Then came the reaction escalations. Celeb comments. Random rappers dropped emojis. Zero context. Yet the internet read them like encrypted codes. An emoji meant they knew the truth. A laughing emoji meant they saw the results already. A quiet like on a post became moral support during the DNA crisis. Fan theories. People claimed Zeus network secretly requires genetic screening. Before contracts, someone wrote a paragraph describing how entertainment companies always keep biological evidence on file. No source, no logic, just pure fiction. But it sounded thrilling enough to be repeated everywhere. Pop culture comparisons exploded. This is like if Maury collided with CSI while being filmed like a Jordan Peele horror scene. It's giving. Netflix season reveal energy. This is the Bianca elevator. Footage of DNA scandals. Sarcasm met hysteria. And the internet devoured both. Podcasts debated whether the Zeus CEO had accidentally dropped ancestral revelation. Some asked if Chrisean was aware of chromosome clarity. Others suggested fans were finally seeing what's been hidden since day one. Hidden where? In whose imagination? Didn't matter. People nodded with the seriousness usually reserved for legal counsel, and as with every rumor, creative writing majors disguised as anonymous commenters authored entire fictional narratives. They spoke of results locked in corporate safes, private test consultations, and family lineage confirmations, each sentence more dramatic than the last. Every word delivered with the confidence of someone holding actual receipts. None of them had a scrap of data, but social platforms reward performance, not proof. Even the wildest corners of commentary activated the spiritualists. Psychics claimed they felt genetic truth in the aura. Tarot readers drew cards and announced that DNA secrets were surfacing. Some astrologers said the rumor aligned with retrograde patterns. A crystal page posted, "There are ancestral revelations radiating from her timeline. Don't ignore the signs." Signs of what? Nada. But sparkly editing made it look profound, and every new twist added fresh gasoline to the rumor bonfire. Threads demanded laboratory scans. Comment sections begged for final results. People DM'd Zeus fan pages asking for clarity envelopes. The entire internet behaved like the fictional DNA panic was an unfolding finale, the type that requires hush, attention, and popcorn combat positions. And Chrisean? She didn't need to speak. She didn't need to post. She didn't need to blink in a way that aligned with any theory, because the public was doing all the narrative, lifting writing plotlines with the enthusiasm of screenwriters on an espresso overdose. The DNA panic wasn't about genetics anymore. It wasn't even about Zeus. It was about audience obsession, about turning rumor dust into thriller diamonds, about believing that mystery exists simply because silence does. And as the drama ballooned to its maximum stretch, the digital universe held its breath waiting for an answer that would never come. Because nothing was ever said, nothing was ever proven, and nothing in this saga lived anywhere outside fictional speculation, but that didn't matter. The internet doesn't crave truth. It craves the chase. It chases whispers harder than facts. It treats silence like confession. It upgrades blinks into bombshells, and if part 2 proved anything, it's that meme culture, fandom mania, and rumor theater are more powerful than any lab report ever could be, because in the mythology the internet built, DNA wasn't biology, it was mystery, destiny, forbidden information, and identity mythology rolled into one viral narrative people were too entertained to escape. And the fictional Zeus CEO, he didn't just trigger a rumor. He became a character in a saga bigger than himself, the silent keeper of genetic truth that users invented to feed their craving for scandal. By the time the fictional DNA storyline hit its final fever pitch, it wasn't a rumor anymore, it had matured into a cultural legend, a shared hallucination, and a digital campfire tale told with the intensity of a courtroom confession. Reality and imagination had divorced completely, leaving behind a pure spectacle that audiences clung to like cliffhangers in a season finale. The Zeus CEO wasn't just a businessman anymore. He was the internet's imaginary genetic archivist, the silent guardian of secrets that didn't exist. The coded messenger whose every blink was treated like Morse code for ancestral revelation, and that's the moment the cultural reflection kicked in like cold air hitting overheated glass. People began asking themselves mid-meme, mid-comment, mid-conspiracy why this fictional DNA saga consumed them so completely. Why were fans diving into syllables like forensic experts with magnifying scopes? Why did a freeze frame of a chin tilt cause more emotional combustion than verified news? Why did silence feel louder than truth? The answer was simple: because the internet wanted magic. It wanted mystery. It wanted a monster in the mist, a classified file, a hidden truth dramatically folding itself under the weight of speculation. The fictional DNA myth wasn't about exposing genetics, it was about exposing the cultural addiction to suspense, ambiguity, and invisible secrets. In the closing days of the frenzy, reaction videos slowed down, comment sections changed tone. Instead of screaming that DNA results were confirmed, users began asking, "How did we get this far over a single blurry syllable?" People laughed at how passionately they chased shadows, treating nothingness like classified intelligence, yet even as self-awareness returned, they didn't regret the mania, they glorified it. Screenshots of the original clip resurfaced one last time, not as proof, but as nostalgia. Users joked about the forehead crease analysis, the tarot readings, the chromosome theories, the genetic tones, the meme trailers, and the diagrams of non-existent vaults. Threads reminisced on how the whole culture got swept into an imagination hurricane fueled by a blink, a pause, and digital boredom dressed as scientific genius. Rumor analysts even summarized their journey like poetic historians: "We decoded nothing. But the chase was legendary. We wanted answers. So we invented questions." The DNA wasn't the plot, the obsession was, and that was the final twist no one saw coming. The fictional DNA saga revealed nothing about Chrisean rock, the Zeus CEO, genetics, ancestry, or the existence of any results because none of it ever existed in the first place. But it revealed everything about the audience. Their hunger for hidden layers, their craving for secrets, their fascination with symbols, their willingness to transform silence into conspiracy. It showed how quickly pixels become evidence. Tone becomes confession, and coincidence becomes prophecy when entertainment replaces investigation. Reaction creators posted video essays, joking that someone could sneeze on live TV and the culture would turn it into a DNA expose. They weren't wrong. Fans admitted that deep down. They didn't actually want truth, they wanted the hunt, the tension, and the satisfaction of believing they were decoding something while the world watched. In the final hours of rumor cinema, the Zeus CEO stopped being a whistleblower character altogether. He became a blank canvas onto which people projected their fears, jokes, fantasies, questions, and curiosity. His silence wasn't suspicious, it was neutral. But audiences turned neutrality into narrative, because narrative is more delicious than quiet. And as for Chrisean, she transcended the rumor entirely. Her digital persona was dragged through fictional ancestry revelations that never existed, and yet, in the end, she remained untouched. No DNA results, no leaks, no tests, no clarifications. Just a woman who existed while strangers debated imaginary genetic plots around her name. The collapse of the rumor landed softly, like confetti drifting after a parade. It didn't end with outrage, it ended with recognition. Everyone involved realized they were part of a cultural improv script, carving cinema from nothing but pixels and adrenaline. And it inspired a strange kind of respect for the power of imagination and the fragility of assumption. Some even labeled the saga art, online mythology, they called it digital theater, genetic folklore. They admitted that the whole plot was wildly entertaining, unhinged, absurd, but unforgettable. And in a culture obsessed with content, unforgettable is the highest currency of all, because that's what the fictional DNA panic became. Not evidence, not truth, not revelation, but spectacle, performance, social bonding through collective over-analysis. Even the most dramatic theorists eventually laughed at their own intensity. They joked about conducting eye blink audits and facial muscle autopsies, They laughed at screenshots of pores, shadow circles, and paused frames that once felt earth-shattering. And when the digital curtain dropped, users recognized the deeper lesson woven through the laughter. Rumors don't need evidence when imagination has the wheel. People will dissect a stray pixel like a national secret if it makes them feel part of something bigger than themselves. They'll amplify silence, twist context, and build castles of conspiracy from grains of dust, not because they're gullible, but because they hunger for story. In the quiet aftermath, this fictional DNA saga didn't stain reputations or alter careers. It stretched imagination, exposed curiosity, and reminded everyone that the loudest stories aren't always born from truth. Sometimes they're born from boredom, intrigue, and that strange electricity that sparks when millions stare at the same clip and whisper, "What if?" And that was the real revelation. Not DNA, not results, not secret data vaults, but the realization that culture thrives on mystery. Silence becomes narrative material. Uncertainty tastes like thriller fuel. And imagination will always outrun information if the storyline is juicy enough. So the fictional DNA panic faded not with scandal, but with a collective grin and a bookmark in digital history. A shared memory of when the world got genetically delirious over a blink, a syllable, a pause, and a man who likely never knew any of it was happening. And that's where the saga ends, in humor, reflection, and a wink at the audience that played detective, storyteller, theorist, and mythmaker all at once. Because in this fictional tale, the real test wasn't biological. And just like that, our fictional DNA frenzy drifts into the digital sunset, a rumor built from blurry pixels, internet overthinking, and a single syllable that the world turned into a genetic bombshell. No tests, no results, no secret files, just pure culture chaos spun into cinematic scandal. And if you made it through every twist, every theory, every red-circled screenshot and chromosome-shaped emoji, then you're officially part of the elite rumor theater audience that knows how to turn silence into spectacle and confusion into entertainment. Gold. So don't ghost now, smash that like button like it just hinted at biological revelations on livestream. Drop your wildest theory in the comments. The blink analysis? The micro pause decoding? The shadow enhancement breakdowns? Tell me what part of this imaginary DNA spiral had you dropping your phone and questioning the laws of common sense, and make sure you hit subscribe. Because here on Fame Ripple, we don't wait for facts, we chase frenzy. We don't need documents, we need drama. Tomorrow, someone will cough on camera, scratch their eyebrow, sip from the wrong straw, or breathe in a rhythm that looks symbolic. And boom, we'll be right back here building another 4,000 word saga out of thin air. Turn on notifications. Keep your popcorn stocked, because the next fictional scandal is always loading in a comment section somewhere, waiting for us to turn it into myth, lore, and viral hysterics. This is Fame Ripple, where the rumors get louder than reality, the theories get bigger than truth, and silence always sounds like a confession.